Hi, Benji here, and inspired by this article, this is why we should be concerned that more people are replacing the pub with the gym. The article by Isabel Brooks highlights that Gen Z gym memberships have almost doubled since 2020, with younger people increasingly prioritizing exercise over evenings at the pub and swapping drinking for routines built around personal health and productivity. Which, as Isabel explores, and I'm going to build on, isn't as positive a shift as we're encouraged to think. In many ways, it reflects rising anxieties, financial pressure, and the growing expectation that even our downtime must be productive. And it's also part of a broader harmful trend, atomization. Atomization is the process by which individuals become increasingly isolated from community structures and encouraged to view success, survival, and well-being as entirely personal responsibilities. In an atomized society, inequality and suffering are reframed as being inherently personal failings, never collective injustices. And the move from the pub to the gym fits into this pattern. While some gyms and fitness spaces can absolutely foster real community, much of mainstream fitness culture centers on self-monitoring, self-discipline, and individual progress. While the pub, although never a perfect or universally inclusive space to say the least, has historically offered opportunities for unstructured collective socializing that centers connection, hedonism, and enjoyment for its own sake. This shift matters because it shapes the kind of society we're building. When spaces for spontaneous gatherings shrink or become less accessible, and leisure increasingly revolves around self-optimization, it affirms the false idea that connection is optional and that self-sufficiency is an accessible norm that everyone should aspire to. To be clear, this isn't about idealizing the pub or drinking, but about recognizing that inclusion and collective care don't thrive in isolation. They depend on people prioritizing connection and on having easily accessible spaces to gather and belong. I've spoken before about how boring becoming a status symbol taps into a similar issue, i.e. personal lifestyle choices being turned into moral ideals that discourage communal life. Atomization encourages us to accept the erosion of community without question, and even celebrate it as growth. If we want a society where everyone can belong and thrive, we need to stay alert to the ways that we are misled into accepting and even celebrating the erosion of community and connection. Hope that helps. Bye.